seeing the pirates grab $30,000 in cash, but they only dared to secretly take 2 bills. The tied-up American Captain Philip was completely stunned. The pirate leader Muse said this money had to be handed over. They hijacked ships just to pay protection money to local warlords, otherwise they wouldn't even stay alive. Philip thought this was so ironic after hearing it, because his ship was loaded with over 2,000 tons of relief food. Most of it was for Somalia, and now he's being held for ransom by locals. That night, a long ship horn woke Philip up. The U.S. Navy's big ship came to rescue him. Muse totally panicked, quickly grabbed the radio saying he was just fishing, but once he heard they wanted to negotiate for hostages, he immediately demanded $10 million. The captain had no choice but to agree first, sent over some food and drinks to keep them calm. Now Muse got even cockier, thinking the Navy would escort them back home. Philip urged Muse to just surrender, but Muse was ridiculously optimistic, even fantasized about taking the money and living the good life in America, then carelessly went to collect the supplies, and made Philip show his face on camera. The hot-tempered accomplice heard they didn't bring money, straight up fired a shot right next to Philip's ear. The negotiation atmosphere instantly got super tense. The Navy could tell, just negotiating alone wasn't gonna guarantee the hostages' safety 100%. The pirates could lose it emotionally any second. Right then the elder spoke up, even if someone gets hurt, bring the hostage back. So Muse laid it out with the Navy. They had to return to Somalia before he'd talk money, but he didn't know the aircraft carrier and Navy SEALs had arrived. The Navy first jammed their signal, then to make the pirates believe them, said they already negotiated with the elder, even mentioned all 4 of their real names, and which tribe and village they were from. Now they just needed one person to board the ship to coordinate the payment. Even though he knew this might be a trap, but they were running out of fuel and a storm was coming. Muse had no choice. Philip didn't understand why he'd take this risk, just let him go. With $30,000 in hand he could go back and start over. Muse gave a bitter smile and said, they have their rules. There's no turning back now. The Navy sent a speedboat over to negotiate, while attaching the tow rope. They also tossed Philip a jacket so he wouldn't get cold. After Muse left, Philip discovered the jacket was a reflective vest. He immediately put it on. He realized the Navy was about to make their move. If it failed, he was definitely dead. He quickly wrote down his final words, but Scarface discovered it. The emotionally broken Philip tried to grab the paper back, started fighting with Scarface in the tiny cabin, but outnumbered. He was still overpowered. Not only were his hands tied up and hung, even his eyes were blindfolded. Unprecedented fear broke him down. Started screaming his wife and kids' names. Scarface pulled out his gun wanting to just kill him. The captain saw it and immediately ordered fire. 3 shots rang out simultaneously. The blindfolded Philip still didn't know what happened. Even after being rescued onto the warship he couldn't recover, because after these few days of contact, he understood these pirates weren't trying to do evil. They were forced by the chaotic society and survival pressure.